What's happening? What's up, world? How y'all doing? It's your boy, Mr. Netflix himself, coming at y'all with the very first episode of Creative Kitchen. Netflix presents Creative Kitchen. Well, look, this is what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be coming up with these different ideas. If you know me, you know I like to mix a lot of foods together. I like to come up with things in the kitchen. I like to cook. It's just different. So what I'm gonna be doing is, y'all gonna be following me along. Wow. I'm just gonna be putting stuff together. There are gonna be no recipes. Nothing's planned, nothing's prepped up, it's just we coming straight off the top of the dome. We just gonna come up with some crazy ideas. That's why we calling it Creative Kitchen. So today, right here, I got some leftover cornbread and some leftover mashed potatoes. Potato. I have some noodles, broccoli and noodles. I don't know if I'm gonna even use this or not. I probably won't. Fried ribs, leftover fried ribs. Probably won't use them either, but I'll just focus on these two ingredients right here. So let's get started. So I went to the fridge and I ended up getting the shredded cheese, a block cheese, and some sour cream. And let's do it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna crunch this up. Make this real fine and crunched up. Cause I'm gonna use this as my deep frying batter. With the cornbread, we're just gonna get real creative with it. Yeah, so as you can see, it took me a little longer than I thought. So we had to speed this thing up because I wanted the cornbread to be real fine before I add the ingredients in it. Cause I didn't want it to be all lumpy and dumpy. You know how that goes, and then you have to be sitting there, then you have to mush it up even more, but I didn't want it like that. I wanted it more like a batter. So that's what I was doing. It took me a little minute. I finally got it. What we got? All right, so moving on. I got the block cheese. I just got 2 of them. And I'm gonna cut them up into squares. So Alright, then we're gonna start mixing everything together. I got my sour cream, I got my cheese, the shredded cheese, and then I realized that I had to go get some more flour just so I can kind of thicken it up because it was a little loose. And I decided to put a little bit more oil in it so I could try to get it not to stick to my fingers as much as it was doing. But yeah. Kind of worked out for the better, but once I put a little oil in there, it got better. And I was like, all right, so we in business. But I added a little bit more flour, and I was like, all right, let's get it. All right, so now it was time to get down to business. So what I would do is I'm rolling them up, and as I roll them up, I'm gonna stick a piece of block cheese in the middle of them. And I hope it gives it a nice melt in the middle of them. So that's what we're going for. And then once I get these rolled all up, I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. And boom, let's go. Yes, sir, I made a little mess, but I cleaned it up though. And this is what I got right now. So, So now it's time to make my batter mix, which you see I got an egg, I got some milk, and I have sour cream once again. As you can tell, I love using sour cream. So I mix all that up and get it real fine, man. I want it real fine so I can use it as a batter. It's gonna be my crust. It's gonna be real nice and crispy on the outside. So I ended up getting that ready and putting it in the fridge. Yeah, so now it's time to get that deep fry right. Get that grease hot. Yes, sir. So I think I'm gonna put it on 350. I think I'll get it started on 350. I don't know why I chose 350. I just know I did like when we put the oven on, so I just decided to put the grease on 350 too. And you can see the liquor. No. All right, y'all. So we pretty much back with Creative Kitchen. I thought I'd let these sit in the refrigerator for like 45 minutes. And then I got the batter. Sitting right here now. Like I said, this is from scratch. Just having fun with this. I got my grease hot. And we're gonna see how it rocks. So this. So I'm just gonna drop them over in here. See how this works. All right, let's see how this stuffing goes. Yes, sir. I started getting them things right, rolling them in that batter, and they started to turn out real, real pretty. And I dropped them over in that grease. Oh my God, they started looking real, real delicious like. So, you know what I'm saying? And I think I set the grease at the perfect temperature. So we're gonna see how these things turn out. I was doing them 4 at a time. So of course I had to speed this thing up a little bit, or it would have took me forever. Let's go. As you can see, we got them things dropped in that grease. They looking beautiful. And I figured once they start to float, I'll take them out. Let's go. Of course, you know when you're in the kitchen, you got to get your dance on. Yeah. So yeah, I got everything all fried up, and I was dropping them down in the grease. And this is what I ended up with, the final product. I haven't came up with a name to them, but to be honest, I made me a little sauce, and the sauce was delicious. And they came out actually delicious. I had a great cheese pull on them and everything, you guys. So hey, get in that kitchen and create something, man. You never know what you can come up with. It's your boy, Mr. Netflix, in Kreative Kitchen. Let's get it.